Hello, and thank you for watching the 2022 Fall Legislative Forums, hosted by the Ashland Chamber of Commerce. I'm Gary Blake, President of the Ashland Chamber, GM of Recology Ashland, and Chair of the Chamber Legislative Committee. Moderating the discussion with me is Ann Robison, Chamber Board Member and co-owner of the Crown Jewel. Today, we will be introducing Al Densmore, running for County Commissioner, position number 3. His opponent, Colleen Roberts, incumbent County Commissioner, declined participation in our forum. Each year, the Ashland Chamber hosts legislative forums. This year, we are also hosting forums in addition to the City Council for Parks Commissioners, Jackson County Commissioners, State Representatives, and State Senator. The forum is being recorded and will air on local community television, the RVTV website, and the Ashland Chamber's website, along with additional election information at ashlandchamber.com. A few words about what the Ashland Chamber of Commerce is and what we do. The Ashland Chamber and Travel Ashland work year-round to improve the economy, support our businesses, and enhance the quality of life. Over 450 businesses are members of the Chamber, representing thousands of employees and jobs. We are a nonpartisan, private, not-profit, mutual benefit corporation providing forums such as these featuring candidates for elected office. We do not have a political action committee or endorse any candidates for any race. We have many strong community partners in addition to our businesses, including SOU, the Ashland School District, OSF, Asante Ashland Community Hospital, and of course, the City of Ashland. We organize, fund, and coordinate the long-standing and beloved community parades and celebrations, including the 4th of July, Children's Halloween Parade, and the Festival of Light celebration, including lighting and decorating the entire town and Santa's parade. The tourism branch of the Ashland Chamber is Travel Ashland, that inspires, attracts, and welcomes visitors with year-round, multi-platform marketing campaigns. In the last few years, Travel Ashland has rebranded and is successfully expanding into new markets and attracting new visitors in the outdoor, wine, and culinary tourism segments, garnering strong engagement in key markets on the West Coast and beyond. The Chamber is the lead economic development agency for new and expanding businesses. We have just completed an economic diversification research and analysis study that will lead Ashland forward to tackle economic issues and create new initiatives. Finally, the Chamber serves as the main point of contact for businesses looking for assistance with expansion, relocation, problem mitigation, and resource connections. Now regarding the forum. Our candidate will have a 2-minute opening statement to discuss why he is running for the position and what skills and accomplishments qualify him to serve as an Oregon elected official. Following the open remarks, our candidate will be asked a series of questions with 3 minutes to respond. A bell will ring when the candidate has 30 seconds and then 10 seconds remaining. Follow-up questions will be kept at 2 minutes. If there is time, they can give a 2-minute closing statement. You must adhere to this time restraint. Additionally, our candidate had to sign a consent form in order to participate. We require that candidates refrain from any form of speech that includes profanity, obscenity, hate, racism, or vulgarity, or that is insulting or offensive to any ethnic, religious, political, or other identifiable group or individual, as determined by the forum moderator. A violation of this rule will cause the candidate to be removed from the forum. We expect and will insist on respectful behavior. If time allows, we may have follow-up questions, in which case the candidate will have 2 minutes to respond, again using the bell system. So Ann, why don't we begin?
For your opening statement, tell us why you are running. Briefly discuss your skills and accomplishments that qualify you to serve as a Jackson County Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Ann. Thank you for the Chamber for providing this forum. You know, I moved to Medford in 1968 to teach school, and shortly thereafter in 1970, I was asked to be a candidate for the Oregon legislature. One of the scary things about running for public office is that you might win. And I was fortunate to win the position countywide in 1970. In those days, Jackson County was 100,000 people. Today it's 231,000 people, with lots of diversity and lots of challenges throughout the county. In the intervening 52 years, I've had the opportunity to not only serve in the legislature, but be mayor of Medford and a member of a school board and back on the city council as well. And in that time, I've felt like the county can do so much more to be a collaborative partner with the local communities, with the rural neighborhoods, and I've felt like, you know, the old adage is that whether you're a county official or a city official or neither, we all represent the same people. So if I'm a county commissioner, I would really try to lean into that partnership and become very active in assessing the needs of those communities and work on them collaboratively in partnership.
Great, thank you. So we'll go ahead and move to our questions. There are numerous tracts of county land within and adjacent to the city of Ashland properties. How would you address the management of these lands on issues such as weed abatement, fire prevention, road repair, etc.?
Well, again, if these are in effect lands in the urban interface that are county lands, I would again lean into that partnership. I did have a meeting early in the campaign with folks who live in the Mountain Meadows area, and they raised this issue with me that they were having a number of issues with again, high grass that wasn't being taken care of. This, to me, is a situation that in many instances in municipalities have ordinances that really say that if you don't abide by the standards, we'll come in and mow the grass and in effect send you a bill. So I see no reason that we wouldn't operate in the same way.
Great, thank you.
What is your opinion on emergency planning and response in the county? How would you work to improve collaboration and coordination?
Well, emergency planning has been something that I've been interested in a long time. My observation has been that the county has not been very active in this field, even though the state looks to the county to be the lead agency in the region for implementation. For many years, you had a one-person department. And to me, you can't conduct the drills that you need to do. It's one thing to have a plan, but if you don't practice the plan, you really don't have a plan. I was very concerned that the county, in the aftermath of the fire, did not use the emergency warning system that was available. It's true, it had limitations, but in my view, the perfect shouldn't be the enemy of the good. You know, we may have not had a successful outcome, and lives could have been lost, I think, by not using that system.
Great. So we all know water resources are limited. How would you respond to competing uses?
Well, first of all, I think insofar as Ashland is concerned, I think I'd want to listen very carefully to what the health of the Ashland watershed is. And as we deal with the impact of climate change, how are we going to manage this finite resource? I think conservation is going to have to be part of our lives. I'm very concerned also in the high mountain lakes that are not receiving the precipitation, which is creating additional issues in terms of irrigation, the irrigation districts, that all of this needs to be managed in a more coordinated way. I believe that maybe we ought to look at the irrigation districts themselves and see if there's a more coordinated way for us to view the limited resource. And in the final analysis, we've talked about a WISE project for many years here in Jackson County of how we can pipe and do other things to the irrigation flows so that we don't lose so much in terms of evaporation. So, and you can't, it's very expensive to do that, and I recognize that. But we could certainly get started. We could prioritize where that could give us the most benefit to begin with, and lean into cooperation with our state and federal officials to see if we can get this done.
Great. Now you have 2 minutes to make a closing statement.
Wow. You know, one of the things that I've really tried to stress in my campaign is that without doing some structural changes to the county and the way it does business, that we're not going to be as effective. I believe that the job should be nonpartisan. That's why I'm running as an independent. I believe that the commission should be expanded from 3 to 5 so that we can have more hands to do the work. I believe that at least 4 of those ought to be elected by districts that represent discrete parts of the county. As I said before, we're now nearly 250,000 people. How difficult is it to run for office? How difficult it is for people to understand that there's maybe one person on the county commission that represents them and they could take their concerns to. So I think that that also needs to happen. The salaries that we have are fine, but I think they should be divided amongst 5, not 3. We have a good administrative system. The county commission needs to be that collaborative force that works with local communities in setting policy.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I just want to thank you for dropping in and spending a little time with us, and also thank you for stepping up and running and giving voters a choice. I want to thank the RVTV crew, and I want to thank all those at home listening, and hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you.